I don't know a lot of people who thought it was great between Brandon Aiyuk. It just seems like a team that didn't really have a feel for the human element of this and who really fit long term. I think it's another data point that's pointing towards this being a team that's in transition.
We go out to the River Islands guest line for Odyssey NFL Insider, Jason La Canfora. Jason, great to have you. Thanks so much for doing it. And what is your reaction to this?
Look, there's a lot of reporting that was done a few years back that the days of Aiyuk and Debo together were dwindling, and these guys kind of wanted out, and not even take the kind of out of it. And these seem like marriages of convenience when both guys re-upped, and it surprised some people around the league. And just seems like a team that didn't really have a feel for the human element of this and who really fit long term. Why guys were here, when windows might be sort of closing, at least windows with certain iterations of a team. I don't know a lot of people who thought it was great between Brandon Aiyuk and the 49ers around the time before the contract got done, even when the contract got done, obviously since he's been hurt. This was one that looked like it was headed for a divorce before they re-upped and I guess recommitted and put a ring on each other's finger for however long that turns out to have been. I think it's another data point that's, pointing towards this being a team that's in transition.
And now they're transitioning to younger wide receivers. I just wondering, with your national perspective, can you remember outside of Le'Veon Bell, a player walking away from this much money guaranteed just to get out of a situation?
No, it doesn't happen very often. I'm sure he feels like he could go somewhere else past the physical. And I'm sure he sat with his representation and have looked at the what's out there on the open market and how he can compete vis-a-vis it. But no, it doesn't happen every time. How many games has he played since they came to this agreement?
Seven.
I feel like
7 games.
I feel like you can count them on your hands. No, nothing about this is particularly normal or usual. But again, it was kind of surprising when this happened in the first place, given what was going on at that time, and given how clear he was making it that he'd like to be elsewhere, and considering the tenor of what I was hearing and others were hearing about potential for trade.
I'd love to dig a little bit more into that, Jason. What is your sense on what kind of interest he will garner next offseason?
The injuries are obviously an issue. The way this went down is an issue, but talent trumps all. I think there's a lot more we're going to have to find out. A lot of time's going to have to pass, obviously, before there's any resolution to this. But when we get to the combine, and if he's in great health and he's working out, and look, the guys who hit free agency, by and large, these days all have some sort of word on them. But it's not unusual, especially at that position, for things to go sour between a player and a team, whether it's over who the quarterback is or how much they're seeing of the football or who else got paid before them. It's that part of it is not unusual. And I think when you're hunting for wide receivers and you're looking at who's out there, whether it's trade or whether it's free agency, you're inheriting somebody else's problem, right? Just what's going on with A.J. Brown right now? Some of this you just have to account for. It comes with the territory, with the position. So I think he's a player who there's going to be people interested in, obviously.
Does this lead to some sort of a market reset at the position? You mentioned A.J. Brown. They're winning, and he still seems unhappy. Tyreek Hill, he won't get another big deal. He got hurt. And you could go down the list of guys who have underperformed versus their contract. Are teams going to finally sober up and stop shoveling money to the wide receiver position?
There may be a little bit of asset reallocation that comes out of this. And we're, is Bowers going to be able to stay healthy? The kid Warren looks like the real deal. Maybe it starts being shoveled over to tight ends a little bit more. especially guys who have that true, rare size speed combination. Maybe people decide to put it on their defensive players a little bit more. I mean, it's an interesting point. I would say this. Kansas City Chiefs could use peak Tyreek Hill right now. Now, he's way past peak, but Patrick Mahomes had 43 passing touchdowns of 20 yards or more between 2018 and 2022. You want to know how many he has since Tyreek Hill left the building? He's got six. That's six. He's got less than Will Levis. He's got less than Aiden O'Connell. He's got less than Justin Fields.
That's quite a number. That's quite a number. Hey, Jason, real quick, just since I know you're there in Baltimore, what's going on with Lamar Jackson?
He's pretty banged up, man. Like, he's definitely hurting, and his legs are not a part of the equation right now, and they're kind of in win ugly mode, and that's fine, and that'll be fine against the Jets in a couple of days. But then they play, short rest, Cincinnati, and then they've got Pittsburgh, and then they've got Cincinnati again. Cincinnati's a good defense, but Cincinnati was scoring 40 points with Flacco. Cincinnati with Burrow might be scoring 45, in which case Lamar's got to keep up. So people around here are going to be very interested to see if those legs come along for the ride. But he looks frustrated, and he clearly is not as twitched up and looking to run as he normally would be.